Modi government scales up BSF jurisdiction in border states. Punjab calls it an attack on federalism. TMC leaders question the move.
50 किलोमीटर माने आप स्टेट का टेरिटरी में घुस के जो इच्छा वो कर सकते हैं, ये गलत है.
Congress calls it Brazen infringement on federalism.
ये संघीय ढांचे पर आघात है, कुठाराघात है और तुरंत इस अध्यादेश को वापस लिया जाना चाहिए.
Akali Dal protests against the centre's move. Is the centre usurping state's powers on law and order? Or is the opposition playing politics on a sensitive issue of national security? BSF caught in centre versus state crossfire. That's our top focus on India First. The Border Security Force can now conduct raids, carry out search and seizure operations and arrest suspects up to 50 kilometers from the international border. Earlier, in most states, this was 15 kilometers. Of course, in Gujarat, it was 80 kilometers. But now, even in Gujarat, it's 50 kilometers. The Congress says this is the centre attacking the federal structure in the country, taking over law and order up to 50 kilometers through the back door. Kamaljeet Kaur Sandhu and Manjeet Sehgal bring you our top story. The Border Security Force has now been empowered to take action up to 50 kilometers radius from the international border in Punjab, West Bengal, Assam and Tripura. The Narendra Modi government has issued a notification for 10 border states and 2 union territories. The centre says the move is to curb illegal activities linked to national security.
दायरों के चक्कर में अगर आप पड़ेंगे तो आप जो है वो पूरी तरह से बंटाधार करेंगे जो आपने किया है. अरे भाई उनको बोलने दीजिए, उनको कुछ ना कुछ तो बोलना है, उसका कोई मतलब नहीं है.
So what powers will the Border Security Force now have? The Ministry of Home Affairs notification empowers the BSF to conduct search and seizure, arrest suspects up to 50 kilometers from the India-Pakistan and India-Bangladesh borders. The BSF is now authorized to take action under the CRPC, Passport Act and Passport Entry to India Act. The government notification in effect says any officer of the BSF is now empowered under the CRPC to take action without an order from a magistrate and without a warrant.
विभिन्न अलग-अलग राज्यों में जो हमारे बॉर्डरिंग स्टेट्स हैं, वहां पर हमारा टेरिटोरियल जुरिसडिक्शन का लिमिट विभिन्न था, अलग अलग हुआ करता था. आईबी से 50 किलोमीटर दूर तक का अब हमारा एरिया ऑफ रिस्पांसिबिलिटी जिसको हम कहते हैं, यानी क्षेत्राधिकार, जो हमारा टेरिटोरियल जुरिसडिक्शन है, वो अब हो गया है.
The move has led to a political face-off, leading to an uproar from state governments over administrative jurisdiction in the affected states. Punjab Chief Minister Charanjit Singh Channi took to Twitter, calling this move an attack on federalism. Mamata Banerjee government in West Bengal has asked, why has the 15-kilometer radius been increased to 50 kilometers?
लॉ एंड ऑर्डर इज ए स्टेट सब्जेक्ट. 15 किलोमीटर तक बहुत था. 50 किलोमीटर माने आप स्टेट का टेरिटरी में घुस के जो इच्छा वो कर सकते हैं, ये गलत है.
Congress leader Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary has called the latest notification a brazen infringement upon territory of the states.
बहुत ही नकारात्मक कदम है और बहुत ही दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण कदम है. ये संघीय ढांचे पर आघात है, कुठाराघात है और तुरंत इस अध्यादेश को वापस लिया जाना चाहिए.
The BSF now has more powers, but will it help curtail increasing drug trafficking, infiltration and terrorism? Remains the big question. With Manjeet Sehgal in Chandigarh, Bureau Report, India Today. Now, given the spike in drones pushing in weapons, grenades, even drugs into Punjab. Is there merit in BSF getting additional powers and area of responsibility, or is there merit in the opposition saying that this is taking over law and order, that is the state's subject and an attack on the federal structure? Joining me on India First is Pawan Kheda, leading the Congress charge. R.P. Singh leads the BJP's counter-offensive, and P.K. Mishra is former Additional Director General of the Border Security Force, and he'll give us a ground appreciation of how the new rules will impact operations and activities. R.P. Singh, respond to Congress's criticism that this is an attack on India's federal structure. Law and order is a state subject. Why should BSF have a role up to 50 kilometers inside from the border, sir?
Well, when Mrs. Gandhi increased it from 5 to 16, was it infringing on the rights of the states? No, she did it because it was required under that. Later on, Morgan Desai reduced it to 5. He felt, no, it's not required. No, the Captain Amrinder Singh himself has come many a times and he has told the Home Minister categorically that there is a problem. There is a problem with Pakistan. That drones are sending arms, that drugs are being sent through drone. So, and then I'm shocked when a BSF person can chase a drone till 15, and in 15 kilometers he'll go and stand up and say, oh, local police come and help us out. And then chase it for the next 10, 5, whatever kilometers to chase it up. So, this is what is happening. Okay. And also, another second, please another second. We all know who all are involved in drugs in Punjab. There are politicians, there are bureaucrats, there are police officers. I can, if you want me to name, I'll name people who have been involved in drugs.
No, why name them? If they're culpable, take legal action against them. You're the government. You're the government in power. Why just name them? But let me bring in Pawan Kheda to respond to the points you raised.
Give me a second.
Give me a moment. I'm coming back to you. I'm coming back to you. Pawan Kheda, Captain Amrinder Singh, former Chief Minister of Punjab, is of the view that enhanced presence of the BSF will only make Punjab stronger. The BJP says Captain Amrinder Singh raised this point. Why is the Congress unhappy with the move?
No, why didn't Captain Saab insist on it as Chief Minister? He was Chief Minister for 4.5 years. Show me a letter written by him as Chief Minister that please increase the jurisdiction of BSF. I would be grateful if you could do that. Now, when Mrs. Gandhi did it in 1971, there was a logic, there was a merit in the argument, because after the war, we realized that the damage inflicted on us was around 16 kilometers inside our border. So that made sense. And she did it after due consultations with the states. Mind you, that's very critical.
Yes.
Now, you go ahead, do things without... Please. You are in power.
I'll come back to you, sir.
Don't be so arrogant. Please, just relax.
No, I'm not arrogant.
No, I don't see letters like... Please,
one by one, sir.
So, what kind of a modus operandi of taking a decision as important as this, where you don't think that you should take into confidence elected state governments? Now tell me, drugs are coming through Gujarat. You are reducing the jurisdiction in Gujarat from 80 to 50. भाई गुजरात के रास्ते से ड्रग्स आ रहे हैं तो आप पंजाब को सजा दे रहे हो? Yes, enhance the technology which BSF today has, keeping in, sync it with the kind of modern warfare that has come in to the picture, like drones coming in. Definitely equip them better. No doubt about that. But increasing their jurisdiction doesn't really help unless you empower them with new technology.
Okay. P.K. Mishra, as former Additional Director General of the Border Security Force, you've been posted both along the India-Pakistan border and India-Bangladesh border. So let's talk about India-Pakistan border first. How will this enhanced jurisdiction of up to 50 kilometers help? Should the BSF not focus on stopping infiltration using better technology or the smuggling of drugs and weapons right at the border instead of stretching itself thin for 50 kilometers, sir?
Yes, Gautam, I can well tell you that yes, I have served in Indo-Pakistan and Indo-Bangladesh border both, but I will discuss about Punjab scenario. I have seen it in Punjab scenario that during the last Taliban regime in Afghanistan, how the drugs they came along with weapons to Punjab through Gurdaspur border out, and totally the youths in Punjab, they were affected. There was a there is civic war in Punjab. We lost our youth in Punjab, and maximum drugs it came. And of course, and that time I can well tell you that our rivers which are there, the second case was there in Oudh River. They crossed, the militants, they crossed, and a Pathankot attack it took place.
Okay.
And we don't have any electromagnetic fence in Oudh River. And I can well tell you, if somebody tells with fencing and the border, you can seal the border. It is just not possible. You cannot, repeat, cannot seal the border.
Okay.
It's even USA-Mexico border cannot be sealed. So that will come, and that Taliban regime of then when drugs were coming, now the Taliban regime has again come back, and that along with the Chinese sophisticated stealth drones are available with Pakistan and with Taliban. They are doing it. It's not only they are going to infiltrate.
So how does 50 kilometers help? Why can't you stop them in the first 15 kilometers? Shouldn't you be better deployed in the first 15 kilometers?
Absolutely,
whether with technology
and
or with manpower instead of stretching it to 50 kilometers.
They are deployed. Yes, Gautam. We are deployed in 15 kilometers. We are deployed in 50 kilometers in Rajasthan. Rajasthan still is having 50 kilometers, and Gujarat also 80 kilometers. Now it is 50 kilometers. So there is a state Rajasthan, they are not telling anything, because you see now the situation in opposite to Punjab and opposite to
No, very interesting. You're saying Rajasthan is not saying anything, Punjab is. Sir, I'll come back to you on this aspect. But RP Singh, why should the BSF get passed to search and seize and arrest under CRPC, under Criminal Procedure Code? Why not under special laws? It's the job of the state police to use CRPC. Now, if the task is anti-terror or anti-drugs, why not under UAP or NDPS? That is the question the opposition asks. Congress also says, why didn't you consult states in a federal structure? You should take states on board.
Well, Gaurav, as far the law goes, the section of the law says that it can be done by the central government. Section 139 of the Border Security Force, 1968, empowers the center to do so without consulting the state. Only thing it has to be ratified by the parliament, and it will go to the parliament for ratification. But coming to the issue, sir, I mean, you're talking about CRPC and then the police. Let me remind you, there's a case of IG police in Punjab, Paramraj Umbrangawal, and his assistant commander Virendra G. Singh. It was quite known that they were involved, and they were indulged as police officers. The highest police officers were involved and indulged. And there are cases being pursued in courts, various courts, against the police officers in Punjab of their indulgence in drug cases. So, what do you expect? That we should allow drugs to be smuggled in the country? There have been cases after cases. If you want, give me a second. I mean, I hope 2020 506.224 kilogram heroin.
No, sir. Are you saying that the government in Punjab did not act?
Give me a second. Let me read out to you how much drug is coming every week after week in Punjab. How many drones are flying with arms? And again, it was Captain Ramdar Singh who kept knocking the doors of the Home Minister, saying, "Please stop this. Please do whatever need be." What is consultation? The Chief Minister of the State come himself and said, "Do it." What is more consulting than this?
Okay. Respond, Pawan Kheda. This is a national security issue. Punjab Chief Minister repeatedly raised this publicly and in his interactions with the Union Home Minister. So, why are the centre and the state not on the same page on this, sir?
I'll come to your question first. My friend RP Singh says because the top officers of Punjab police were involved in drug peddling or drug smuggling, therefore the BSF. I'm sorry, the CBI is currently investigating the role of BSF in cattle smuggling in Bengal. So are you trying to paint the entire force bad, Punjab police, or should we paint the entire BSF in black? No, that's not possible. That should not be done.
For our country, gentlemen, there could be isolated black sheep, but our forces are
good, don't say the entire Punjab police is corrupt and the entire Punjab police is into drug smuggling. It's not correct on your part. You are a responsible man. Now, wait, don't interrupt. Wait, please don't interrupt. Now, Gaurav, consultations are important, Captain Saab may have gone there. Did Captain Amrinder Singh as Chief Minister demand increase of BSF jurisdiction in Punjab? Show me the letter. Show me the letter today on national television. Show me the letter. Yes. काम नहीं चलेगा ना. चिट्ठी दिखाइए. चिट्ठी दिखाइए. क्या मांग की है वो? चिट्ठी दिखाइए. Number 3, Gaurav, बीच में मत बोलिए. सब बीच में मत बोलिए. बीच में मत बोलिए.
Sir, my request is, sir, let Pawan Khera make his point. I will come back to you to respond to it one by one.
मेरे से उम्र में भी बड़े हो.
Mr. Khera, okay, on the substantive point, sir. Mr. Khera, on the substantive point, then I'll come to Mr. RP Singh.
Please,
respond, Mr. Khera.
You are older to me. Don't get so excited, please.
It's not excited.
Rajasthan.
I'm just answering you, sir. Captain ने बोला नहीं बोला.
Just keep quiet. Keep quiet.
One by one, gentlemen.
Respect your age. I respect your age. You also respect your age.
Chief Minister.
अरे respect your age, भाई. मैं तो आपकी उम्र का respect कर रहा हूँ. आप अपनी उम्र का respect
Okay. Only Mr. Khera for 2 seconds, please. Mr. Khera, make your substantive point. Then I will get RP Singh to respond.
गंभीर मुद्दे पे
It's a very serious national security issue, gentlemen. I am sorry, we cannot have cacophony on air. This is not one of those tutu-meme channels. Okay, all faders down. Please permit me to set the ground rules. Mr. Khera, please make your point. There'll be no interruption. Mr. RP Singh, then you will respond. Mr. Khera, please go, sir. Go on.
Now, former ADG of BSF said Rajasthan did not utter a word. Rajasthan, for strange reason, you reduce the jurisdiction in Gujarat. You don't touch the jurisdiction in Rajasthan. Where is the logic of either reducing the jurisdiction in Gujarat where the maximum drugs get smuggled from? Where is the logic of, without talking to the Rajasthan CM or the Gujarat CM or the Assam, West Bengal and Punjab CM, you go about changing their jurisdictions? Now, 139, my friend RP Singh was quoting from, 139.11, what does it say? This will bring the local police and BSF into direct confrontation. This government loves confrontations in the society, within institutions. Look at what happened when Asthana and Alok Verma were fighting. Confrontation, conflict, confrontation, conflict. This is their strength. This is the country's
quickly
weakness.
Respond to that. Then I will bring in Mr. P.K. Mishra on the aspect of whether state government or state police works in tandem with the BSF. Do they come under BSF? Who will investigate? Who will file a police case? Who will carry out investigations and challan? These are some issues. But RP Singh, please respond to Pawan Khera saying this process of streamlining, Congress says, is arbitrary. 15 kilometers somewhere, 50 somewhere else, 80 it was somewhere else. Now it's all been brought to 50 kilometers. Respond, RP Singh.
So how is it arbitrary? You have answered it. How is it arbitrary? All has been brought into 50 kilometers. So Rajasthan has 50, Gujarat has 50, Punjab has 50, Assam has 50, West Bengal has 50. Then how is it arbitrary? When then it's leveled for everyone. It's not that...
So threat perception is common everywhere. Gaurav, is he trying to say the threat perception is common across the country? What is he trying to say?
Mr. Khera, I'll come to you. Let RP Singh respond, please. Hold on. Pawan Khera, 30 seconds. I did not let him interrupt you. Please let him speak. Mr. RP Singh, please finish your point, sir.
So the concern is that what is the problem with Punjab, especially with the NOC dispensation? Are they trying to favor drug smugglers? Are they trying, because I tell you the reason. The reason is that Yar Dildar, Imran Khan, वो पंजाबी परा क्या बोले थे हरीश रावत, सारा पंजाबी परा कौन? Kamar Chima Bajwa, General of the Pakistan.
Harish Rawat.
Sir, that's a very serious charge you are leveling against the Congress. I am sorry, but again, is this just leveling charges?
Harish Rawat said so on the ground. Kamar Chima Bajwa is our yard. Our Punjabi bra.
Harish Rawat? Where did Harish Rawat say?
Sir, it was Sidhu who said, Mera Yar Dildar. So they are trying to repay that Yar Dildar. They are trying to repay that Yar Dildar.
Gaurav, okay. Sir, you made your point. Sir, you made your point. Let me get Mr. Khera to respond. Let me get Pawan Khera to respond. Sir, okay. Sir, that's a very serious charge the BJP is leveling against the Congress.
I know how to respond to such silly charges.
Respond, sir.
Gaurav, by not including Uttarakhand, where the PLA entered 5 kilometers in our territory, destroyed our bridge and went back. Are you trying to support China? Are you trying to protect China? I know the Prime Minister has a...
Don't interrupt.
Gaurav, now I'd like your intervention. Gaurav, you promised me...
One by one.
What is this?
One by one.
What is this happening now?
RP Singh, the charge Pawan Khera that BJP levels is because Navjot Singh Sidhu is very close to Kamar Javed Bajwa and Imran Khan. Congress, according to the BJP, is trying to defend. Respond, sir.
Let me come back. Let me finish. चीन का मोदी जी से क्या रिश्ता है वो पूरा विश्व जानता है। 18 बार उनके साथ जो घूमते फिरते, बीच में नहीं बोलेंगे, बीच में नहीं बोलेंगे, बीच में नहीं बोलेंगे। आप तमीज से रहिए, बीच में मत बोलिए।
एक एक करके
क्या है गौरव आपके?
एक एक करके लेट मी गिव मी 30 seconds. Let me bring in Mr. PK Mishra. Let me bring in the BSF officer. Mr. Mishra, hold on. My request is both faders down. Gentlemen, one after the other. My request is one after the other. Mr. Mishra, how does this work? BSF make arrest, but who files the FIR? Who carries out the investigation? Who presents the challan in court? Who processes these cases in court?
Yes, Gaurav, I can tell you, even when it was there for 15 kilometers, I am very clear the BSF, after apprehending any smuggler or drug peddler, they used to submit this case and hand over the case to the local police. And the local police, they challenge the case to the court and they investigate the matter along with BSF. And the challan is being done by the local police itself. And BSF used to apprehend the person wherever they cross, and this system was continuing till today.
So
and,
cooperation is needed is what you're saying.
Court, definitely BSF never used to go. Their cooperation was absolutely okay with state police, even in Punjab with Punjab police also there was no confrontation.
RP Singh, Congress MP from Sri Anandpur Sahib and former IND Minister Manish Tiwari says
there was no confrontation.
Perfect, sir, point taken. Sir, point taken. I have the last 2 minutes on the show. MHA notification that talks about this operational mandate of BSF. Now, Manish Tiwari says this is a transgression of constitutional public order. Half of Punjab will now be under BSF jurisdiction. Is BJP trying to ensure that central forces rule through the back door, whether it's Bengal or Punjab?
Well, then dispute with
Gaurav, I will not let him speak because you did not have the courage to stop him. You will not stop me from interrupting him now. This man and his party have been supporting drug peddlers in Gujarat. गुजरात के ड्रग पेडलर्स को ये समर्थन करते हैं, उनको प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए इन्होंने उनका एरिया 80 से 50 कर दिया है। ये चीन के समर्थक हैं, ये चाइना को क्लीन चिट देने के लिए बैठे हैं। प्रधानमंत्री देश चीन को क्लीन चिट देता है।
Gentlemen, one after the other.
No, what do you mean after the other?
Sir, it's a national security issue. Everybody has to be on the same page. I'm sorry, Pawan Kheda, quick 30 seconds. Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi says, who doesn't want better states better protected? No, only one person. BJP accuses Punjab Chief Minister Charanjit Singh Channi of indulging in pre-election politics on a sensitive national security issue, sir. Mr. Kheda.
These people, now by the same argument, why did they reduce in Gujarat? Are they trying to favor the drug smugglers of Gujarat? In Gujarat? मुंद्रा पोर्ट से जो बार-बार ड्रग्स पकड़े जाते हैं और कई बार पकड़े भी नहीं जाते, 9th जून 25 टन्स, where is it gone? वहां तो आपकी हिम्मत नहीं होती, वहां धूम हिला रहे होते हो मुंद्रा पोर्ट वालों के सामने, तो गुलाम बने हुए हो वहां प्राइवेट सेक्टर के। कर लीजिए ना, टेक ओवर कर लीजिए मुंद्रा पोर्ट, अगर इतनी हिम्मत है तो। बीच में मत बोलिए आप, बीच में मत बोलिए आप। उत्तराखंड में पीएलए घुस कर आ जाता है, हमारे ब्रिज डिस्ट्रॉय कर देता है, तब नहीं याद आता नेशनल सिक्योरिटी।
Okay, gentlemen, I've run out of time on this part of the show, but we'll track the story closely. Pawan Kheda, RP Singh and Mr. Mishra, many thanks for joining me.